Okay, good morning. Today we're going to talk about the MLS. Navigating the MLS, we're going to talk about how to search for active listings, how to search for recent sales, search for comps, search for leases, how to do a map search, search for open houses and broker previews in case you wanted to attend those, how to add a listing to the MLS. You have a new listing. How to make custom displays and custom exports, and I'll show you guys what that is. Hopefully, if we have time, we can get to that, but that's not as critical as the rest of the information here. So we're going to go to crmls.org, and once we get to this page, we're going to click on login. Most of you probably already know this, but then log in. And then once we get to this page, you're going to click on matrix. Which takes us into the MLS. And then we can log in. Okay. All right, so this is the dashboard in the MLS, and I kind of want to go over this a little bit. Not too much into detail, but just show you what everything is. You can move these different sections or modules around by clicking on this blue bar on top and then dragging it over to where you want it. So yours might look a little bit different than mine. I have mine positioned the way I want it. So on the left-hand side, news and alerts, this is a section where the MLS, when they have changes coming up or they have maybe updates or their system's going to be down for maintenance or whatever, this is where they're going to let you know. You're probably going to receive emails about it too, but and then this my favorite searches section. This is where when you create a search and save it, there's a list that you can find it in. So if you go to My Matrix and then you go to Save Searches, you'll have a list of all your saved searches, but you can also add those to your favorites. So let's say I have 20, 30 saved searches in my Save Searches section here under My Matrix, then Save Searches. But 5 of those, I added a little My Favorite check mark to, which brings them to the home page here. So it's like a quick, quick link to it. Instead of me having to go to My Matrix, Save Searches, click on the search that I'm looking for, I just have the shortcuts here on my homepage. So like, there's this link where I have a listing in this neighborhood, and I want to go on this every day to see are there new listings, did anything go in escrow, anything canceled. So I'm going to click there, and it shows me everything that's been based on the criteria that I saved, right? So it shows me the information I need just that one click, which is pretty cool. So I'll show you guys how to do that when we do searches. Down here on external links, these are links of different third-party services provided by the MLS that you can use. We're not going to go into this, just telling you what that is. This middle section here, and again, this is probably going to be different on yours, placed differently. Market Watch, you can set specific, like if I go to residential, I can customize the information that shows up here. Like let's say I'm farming in Irvine. If I click on customize, I want to know, I want to know everything about Irvine. Orange, so I'm just going to select Orange County, Irvine, and that's it. And I'm going to save it. So every day when I log in at CRMLS, it's going to show me any new listings in Irvine, any listings that have a price change. It's all just going to show me there. So if you have a farm area, you can also set this up like that. So it shows you if there's any new listings, are there any expirations, any cancellations, things like that. So I have this set up for mine for residential income for 2 to 4 units for all of Orange County. So anytime I look at this, I look at expireds or canceled. I say, oh, where did this one expire? In Santa Ana? Maybe I want to go after that listing. Okay. Reach out to the seller and say, hey, I noticed your property didn't sell. So list with me. Give reasons to list with you. So let's go back to the dashboard here. And if we scroll down a little bit more under my listings, it's going to show you any listings that you've sold, anything you have active, anything that you have that's, I guess, incomplete. You can start a listing when you add a listing and then save it as you go until you're ready to submit it. And then this search section here, this allows you to search a property by address, by MLS ID or number, by, let's see, let me give you an example. So if I type in an address here, it's going to show me anytime it's been listed in the MLS, whether it's been a lease or sale, and all the history of that address of that property. So I'm going to click on search, and all you have to do is put the street number and the street name. You don't have to do city. You don't have to do like avenue or direction, north or south. Just type that in, and it'll find it. So when I click on search, it's going to show me anytime that property's been leased or sold in the MLS. Morning.
Good morning.
And so when I do that search, we scroll over here to date, and I can sort it by date so I can see when the last time it was listed was. So if you see down here, it was listed in May of 2024, and it was leased. This is important because when you get a new listing, you want to do this search so that way you have as much information about the listing as possible without having to ask the seller. There's some things you're going to want to ask the seller about when you're entering or adding a listing into the MLS. But when you go into this property, to the MLS, the last listing, there's a lot of information I can get from here. It's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath. This is the square footage. This is the lot size. It's 2-car attached garage, right? And this is stuff that's going to be in the tax records as well. But maybe you can find some information on the description that you can use in the description. More information about, the features of the property. It's got central air, forced air, heating. It's got laundry room, living room, all these different things. So this is how I would use this, but also if you're looking for a particular property, like let's say somebody calls you and says, hey, I'd like some information on the property they saw on this street, but I don't remember the name, the number. So this is a way you can look it up. So let's go back to the dashboard here. So I'm not going to go into any of that. So at the top portion, the top part of the dashboard, you're going to see another search bar. In this search bar, if you were to enter that same address, no direction, no avenues or street or place, just the number and the street name, and hit search, it's only going to show you anytime it's been on the market for sale. So keep that in mind. Search bar on top is only history on the sale, and then the search bar on my screen is on the right hand side. I don't know where yours is, but in this search section here, this module, it'll show you anytime it's been leased or sold. Any questions on that? Okay. So now that you guys have, oh, one more thing. So let's go into roster. So you're going to hover over roster and click on agent roster and type in your MLS ID. Click on results. It's going to pull your information up. This is where you can add a photo. You can modify your contact information for other agents to see. And you click on this little pencil here to edit the information. And you click on change contact information. So this is where you would update your cell phone, your email address, website, things like that. And then you can add your photo here as well. So click on manage photos, and that's where you hide your photo. Right. Now let's go to a search. So to do a basic search, most of you are going to do a search for a home for sale. Everything's going to be under this search section up here. So you're going to hover over search, don't click on it. Hover over residential, and then click on detail. First thing we're gonna do is on the left-hand side, I'm looking for active listings and coming soon listings, right? I wanna know what's coming on the market. And let's scroll down a little bit more, I'm going to click on, am I looking for properties that are attached or detached? It doesn't matter. In this case, my client wants detached, so property attached, no. Let's scroll up. I think with detached, I don't really have to enter single family, but let's do that anyway, because there's some condos that are detached. So I want single family residence only, not a condo. And I think this is all I want from this column. Now, in the middle section, I'm gonna type in Orange for Orange County or select it from the list. If you don't select a county from this list, under city, it's gonna give you every city in the state or every city that is a member of CRMLS. So you don't want that. See, let me show you. Get rid of that and look at all these cities down here. Way too many cities. But when you type in Orange, then it only shows you cities in Orange County. And let's see, what city do I want to look in? I want to look in, let's say I want to look in the city of Orange. Or my buyer's looking in the city of Orange. And area, this is like if you know what, let's do Irvine because we're in Irvine. We could use the bottom section there. So let's do city of Irvine. And let's say we want to do Woodbridge. So then we're going to scroll down here and we're going to select Woodbridge. There's only 4 active listings there in Woodbridge. And let's say that they want 3 bedrooms plus. Okay. So on this right-hand side, when you're looking for bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, or even the price, you can use the plus, the minus. And if we were to use the 3 bedrooms plus, that means 3 bedrooms or more. If we do 3 bedrooms minus, that means 3 bedrooms or less. If you do 3-4, then that means it's 3 to 4 bedrooms only. If we were to use the same on the price, let's say your buyer is looking up to 1.5. So 1,500,000 minus. That means anything less, 1,500,000 or less. And when I entered that in there, there's no properties that meet that criteria down here. So 0 matches. So just for this example's sake, let's say 1,750,000 or less. God, wait, 750. Am I missing a 0? No. Oh God. Okay, let's do 2,500,000 or less. There's 2 properties. Okay. So my buyer is looking for $2,500,000 or less, 3 bedrooms plus, 3, 4, 5 bedrooms, whatever. In the city of Irvine, I'm not going to put bathrooms. When I do searches, I never enter bathrooms. I look at what's available first and then narrow it down from there. And let's see, you can even enter living area. Let's say your client says we want 2,000 square feet or more. We have to have 2,000 square feet or more. So here you can type in 2,000 plus. And that narrows it down to just 1 match. So now that we have all this entered, so the less criteria you enter, the more listings you're going to get. The more refined you get, the less listings you're going to get, right? The more specific you get. So we're going to click on results. And then you're going to see a summary of this listing. It's going to show you the MLS ID, the status. That's what the S is up here. That's active. The subtype, it's single family detached, single family residence detached. And then here's the street number, it's 3. The street name is Elmwood. City, Irvine, area, Woodbridge. What type of sale is it? It's a standard sale. Other sales would be like a trust sale, a probate sale, short sale. I think maybe even like a bank owned. Not sure, but you're going to see mostly standard in here. And then the list, this is list price, close price. So right now it hasn't closed, so it's only going to show the list price. And that's 2,148,888. And then the next column is price per square foot. That's the price per square foot. The next column is bedrooms and bathrooms. So this first number is gonna be bedroom slash, anything after the slash is a bathroom. The first number after that slash is a full bathroom. The second one, where it says the first zero, is 3/4 bath, and then half bath, and then quarter bath. So this one looks like it's got 3 full bathrooms. The next one is square footage. The next one is year built. The next one is the lot size. And this is acres slash square feet. And the one with the bigger number is gonna be the square feet, right? And then the smaller one's gonna be the acre size. But nobody looks by acre when you're looking for single family residence unless you're like looking for land, right? The next column is days on market slash cumulative days on market. And the difference between these two is if it's a brand new listing, those two numbers are always gonna match. But if the property was, let's say, listed with another agent for 60 days, and then the listing expired, and then the seller says, I want you to represent me now. So I want you to sell my house. You have a new listing contract with that person. So now it's gonna be a new listing with 1 day on the market or 0 days on the market on the first day. But it's gonna be 60 cumulative days. That means that's how long the property's been on the market for, from the beginning until now. Even though it was with another agent. If you go off the market for 90 days, then it resets it to 0 completely. But when you click on this number, you can see a history of anything that's happened as far as price change, as far as if there was another agent that listed it, things like that. So if I click on that number, you're gonna see it started as coming soon in October, and then they changed it to active in November. But it's interesting because you see a story with these, and I'll show you if we find one, what that looks like. So now let's click on. So this is a summary of it. If I wanted to see where it's located on the map, I can just click map. And it shows me where it's located on the map. Okay. But if I want to see the full report, I click on the MLS, the listing ID, and it's going to show me everything about it. I can either scroll through the pictures here, or click on the picture to enlarge it and scroll this way. And then it's going to show me all the information that was on the summary, the 1-line summary, all through here. But then there's a property description. This is what the agent enters. So if you have a listing, you have to come up with this description of the property, describing it as best you can. And up here next to parcel number, it's going to show you the tax record for it. So if you click on that link, it'll take you to Realist, and it'll show you information about the property there through the tax records. Shows you who the owner is, what their mailing address is, when they bought it. So information's down at the bottom. But anyway, that's what that is. Let's scroll down back on the listing here. More information about the listing. Appliances, different rooms, type of flooring, things like that. Scroll down, HOA under community. This is the HOA fee, and it tells you it's monthly. The name of the HOA and the phone number. And it tells you what HOA amenities come with that HOA. Pool, spa, hot tub, barbecue, all this cool stuff there. And if you scroll down a little bit more, you get information on what's relevant here. The schools. Maybe your client's looking to be in a specific school for their kids. Let's see. Continues to private remarks. This is where the agent is going to type in anything that's here under private remarks. It's not going to show up on Zillow or any other agent website that displays a listing. This is only for agents only. Submit your offer of proof of funds and a pre-qual letter to Sonia, not this Sonia, different Sonia. The ultimate buyer to cross-qualify. And sometimes you're going to get something like this. They want you to cross-qualify your buyer with their lender, which is stupid, but show contact type. there's an agent, that's who you contact if you want to show the property. There's showing instructions. This is important. This is very important. When you're gonna show a property, read the showing instructions, follow the showing instructions, because if you don't, it's a $1,500 fine for not following the showing instructions. And if you enter the property without permission, without letting the agent know, that's another $1,500 fine. So make sure that you read the showing instructions and you follow the instructions. So then at the bottom of this is gonna show you who the listing agent is. This is her name. There's a co-listing agent here. And then this is the brokers they belong to. This is the state license for each one of them and their office. And this is the contact number and email address of the agent you're gonna contact about this listing. So if you have a buyer, you want more information on this property, you're gonna call this agent. You're gonna call Sonia, say, hey, Sonia, I have some questions about the property. You know, she'll answer your questions. Any questions on this?
I have one,
Yeah.
it's kind of related. So when you make an offer and you have two listing agents, there's no place for two, just for one.
Well, what happens is if there's another agent involved, they're gonna send you an additional signature addendum, an additional agent acknowledgement form.
Oh, okay.
So it's just a form saying that there's two agents involved, and then they sign it, you sign it, so everyone just that you're fine, yeah. Let's do another search here, so. Evelyn, you have a buyer, where's your buyer looking, what city?
To Costa Mesa.
Okay.
You can put more than one city, correct?
Yes. I like to do one city at a time, because if you're gonna send it to them, here's what we found in Costa Mesa, here's what we found in Garden Grove, or whatever it is, right? So like, but you can do whatever you want. And they're looking for, does it matter if it's a single family or condo?
Probably condo,
All right,
pretty common.
so it's a condo, and then how many bedrooms is that? Or how many bedrooms are they looking for?
2 or 3.
Okay, so
Three,
we're gonna do
3,
2 to 3?
yeah, so it would be 3 minus, like,
Yeah, but 3 minus also includes.
Oh.
So 2 to 3. Okay, 2 to 3. And then how much are they pre-approved for?
1 million.
3 matches. Okay, so let's just do that. Let's click on results. And then here's the 3 matches. And that's the different pricing. So let me look at, okay. See this one, 507 days on the market? That's insane. Let's look at that. Why was it? It expired? No, that doesn't show everything. Let's click on this one and show the history of this one. It's strange, it's supposed to show everything. Oh, here we go. So I clicked on cumulative days on market and it shows the history of everything. So over here on the right. Look at this, it went, let's just start here. It went from active to withdrawn, from withdrawn to expired, shows you when. And then it went active again. And then, I don't know if they changed the price here or they had the price, but then it went from active to hold on this date. I don't know why, but then it went from active to backup offers, accepting backup offers. And then it went back to active. And then it went back, we got a backup offer, and then went from there to sold. And then, it went on the market here. And then they increased the price. Wait, current price, old price, they increased the price, that's weird. Okay, and then, so you guys see the story, right? There's a story.
Sold to back on the market after they said.
No, they sold in 2009. Or, yeah, 2009, and then they went back, yeah, they went, I don't know why it's showing all of this, it shouldn't show all this information here. Because it wasn't on the market cumulative days, like it has to, once it's off the market for 90 days, everything resets and you don't see any of that. So that's weird that they would show that. Let's look at the 77, 71. Actually, let me go and kill the days on market. Yeah, that's weird. Showing 2013, it shouldn't even show that right now. 2017. But you guys see the story, right? It went from incomplete to coming soon, from coming soon to active up here. From 739 to 729, so price reduction again, price reduction again. So it's interesting just to look at the stories behind these, right? What's going on with the listing and what they did. So anyway, that's how you do a search for active listings. Now let's go back and do a search for sold listings. We're gonna do the same thing, go to search residential detail. And then we're gonna, instead of clicking on active and coming soon, we're gonna click on closed. Why do we wanna know what closed? Maybe we're farming the neighborhood and we wanna know, what the closed prices are for the last year, last 3 months or whatever, or who closed what. Or maybe we wanna know, we're looking for a property for a buyer and we found one and it's listed at $1.5 million, but the buyer's asking you, how much do you think I should offer? How much do you think it's worth? Or what's the market value? You could do a search for closed properties in the same neighborhood in the last 3 months and see what closed and how much did it close for? And then give them that recommendation, hey, based on the research I did, this is the evidence I have of, what the market price is for this neighborhood. Now it's up to you what you want to offer, but this is what they're selling for. And now you have evidence and you're showing them, right? So let's say, once you check mark the box on closed, it automatically defaults to the last 180 days. And let's say Orange County, let's say Costa Mesa. And let's say we do condos again. And we're doing 2 to 3 bedrooms. It's 41, and we could even narrow it down to certain areas. So now that we have this criteria in here, I can click on map and say, I'm gonna do the radius tool, and I say, I only wanna do this neighborhood here. And now it's only gonna show me those properties. Sorry, you click this radius tool, or you can pick the rectangle tool or the polygon tool. The polygon tool, you can just create a shape. So like if, let's say, I just want this little triangle neighborhood here from here to here. So the polygon tool, I'm gonna click once, click again there, click again there, and close it up right there. Now it's only gonna show me that neighborhood. So you have a few different tools here. Yeah, so then I click on results at the top, and it's only gonna show me those properties. Now let's go back to criteria. Let's go back to the search page again. Let me clear the search. And let's say I want to do a search around a specific house. Let's say my mom lives in this neighborhood and I want to buy a house close to my mom's house, within 1 mile of her house. So what you can do that is, check mark active and coming soon. And you're gonna type an address. So give me an address. Anybody?
614 Delta. Do you want South Delta?
South, how do you spell it?
BAL.
What city? Okay, and then once you type it and it shows up on the list, you want to select it from this list. You guys see how that's showing up there? I'm gonna select it, because you typing it is not gonna do anything. You have to select it from the list when it comes up. And now I want to do, it's defaulted to everything within 1 mile of that. So I'm not even putting bedrooms or bathrooms. I just want to know what's active within 1 mile of this property. And when I click on map, this is where the property is. The center of that circle, that radius, is the subject property address. So this is mom's house right here, the red dot. And these are all the houses within literally 1 mile of her house. So if I click on the outline of the circle and hold it down and I start stretching it out further, you see how it says it's 1.9, 1.11 miles out? You can stretch it out, maybe 1.5 miles. Maybe 1 mile is a little too close to mile, maybe we want, 1.5 miles. And so we're gonna do that, and then now there's more properties. That's pretty cool, right? And then you can go the other way too. I wanna live way closer to mom, so like that's half a mile, maybe a quarter of a mile. Anyway, so that's, yeah, it's too close to mom. All right, so that's how you do a map search. That's how you do a map search using a particular address. But we don't have an address, so let's just say we're looking in, let me clear the search here. I want active coming soon. And I'm looking in Orange County. And I'm looking in, this time I want the city of Orange. And I'm looking for 1,000,005 minus. And let's say 3 bedrooms plus. But there's a particular neighborhood I want to look in. So after I enter all this criteria, then I'm going to click on map. And I say, I only want to look for properties in this neighborhood right here. Because I grew up here, or maybe, I don't know, whatever, there's a school down the street from there that I want my kids to attend. So now, this is how you do the map, this is how you use the map search. Right, you enter all your criteria and then you select on the map where you want to focus on. Or let's look at layers. Look at this. Unified School District. That's pretty cool. I don't ever use that, but that's pretty cool. So now it should show you boundaries for each one of the schools. According to that. So I want, let's say I want my kids to go to Medina School District. Where's the boundaries for that? That doesn't show. Okay. Guess we can't use that. But anyway, that's how you use the map tool. Check that box. Or you can use the radius tool. Any questions on that? All right. So we talked about recent sales, so closed sales, active listings, map search. Let's do leases. So you get a call from a tenant saying, hey, I'm interested in this property, or I'm interested in renting a property in the city of whatever. You're gonna go to search, residential lease, and detail. So everything's under search. And you're gonna do the same thing. Coming soon, active, county Orange, city, let's say we're looking in Tustin. And then price, they're looking at $5,000 or less, say 5,500 minus. It's 22 listings. Let's say they're looking for 3 bedrooms, only 3 bedrooms, not 3 plus or 3 minus, 3 bedrooms. And then let's look on the map to see where they're located. Okay, they're fine with all of those, so we're going to click on results. And then here's going to show you again the summary of everything. Bedrooms, bathrooms, price, square footage, all that. Click on the listing, it'll show you more information of who to contact. Well, more pictures on the property, right? Who to contact, more description, all that. It's going to show you what the deposit, how much the deposit's going to be. There's key deposit, there's pet deposit. So pretty easy, right? Let's say search for a lease. All right, the next search we're gonna do is the broker's preview or open house. So we're gonna hover over search and then click on open house. let's say you just wanna drive around and look at open houses on the weekend in your neighborhood or somewhere close to your neighborhood. Let's say I wanna find the tour date is gonna be Saturday and Sunday, so I click on Saturday and Sunday. And click OK. And I'm looking in Orange County. And then I'm looking in Costa Mesa. There's 19 open houses scheduled for this weekend. I click on results. And here's all the properties. And it tells you from what time to what time. So this was 12 to 3. It's 11 to 2. And I can look at them on the map and decide which ones are closer to my house. Those are the ones I want to go to. So maybe I just want to go to these down here. Bottom. But that's how you look for open houses. Now let's look for brokers previews. We'll make clear that. In Irvine, brokers previews are on Wednesdays. So let's look to see if there's anything scheduled for next Wednesday. The 7th. No, sorry. The 18th is Wednesday. And broker preview. And Irvine. There's nothing scheduled for Irvine. Let's do Orange County just in general. There's one in all Orange County. That's it. Is that Laguna Beach? Yep. And then it's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Second page. Okay, any questions on that? All right, time, okay. So we got all those. How to add a listing. Let's say you got a call from a friend or family member and they're like, hey, I want to sell my house. You get a listing contract signed, that's another class. And then once you have the listing contract signed, then you're gonna add the listing to the MLS. And the way you do that is you go up to add edit. And you're gonna click on add new right under listings. And then is it residential for sale or is it residential for lease? So let's say it's residential for sale, so click on residential. It's gonna ask you for the county, so you're gonna select Orange County. It's gonna ask you for a parcel number. Or street number, street name. So in this case, let me type in just street. Let me use the same property. This is a lease that I've had, so it's one of those street numbers and that you're not gonna forget. So then I click on search. And is this the property? Yep, that's the property. And I click on fill. When I click on fill, it's gonna bring in certain criteria from the tax records about the lot, the parcel number, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, lot square footage, all that information. So I click on fill. And we're not gonna do anything on this one yet, but under basics. So you have to go through all this progression to fill everything out. So remember I told you guys before, it's a lot of information you have to enter. So I recommend that you print out an old listing of it. So you have a lot of that information available to you. So when you're adding this, it makes it go faster. So price, here's where you're gonna enter the price. Let's see, everything in yellow is required. Scroll down here. Directions, quick directions on how to get there. Let's see, the address is all populated. Type of home is it, a structure type, bedrooms, bathrooms, down here at the bottom. Is it a standard sale? Yep, it's a standard sale. So there's more things you have to fill out here. And then you're gonna click on description. And you have to enter a description. So type a paragraph. ChatGPT does a good job with that. If you just enter all the different features of it, it'll create a nice little paragraph for you. But there's certain things that you can't write in here, certain keywords, like you can't say, let's say it's like steps to the beach. You can't say steps to the beach because that discriminates against people that can't walk. Yes. As dumb as that may sound, because I don't think that people that can't walk feel discriminated against because, but someone did at some point and that's why they did this, right? You can't say walking distance to, again, it discriminates against, you can't say perfect family neighborhood, because that discriminates against single people. You can't say, this is great for the executive list living for a single person, whatever. Can't say that because that discriminates against families. You can't say this is an all-white neighborhood. And so forth, right? You guys get it, but there's certain things you can't say. And if you use some of those words, it doesn't tell you what, like, I don't think there's a list of what you can't use, but I guess they give you like a little, the following are not allowed to appear in the property description. You can't enter like a gate code, alarm code, lockbox combo, because this is gonna be, the public is gonna see this, right, on all the websites and Zillow and everything. You can't say it's for sale by owner, you can't say if it's vacant or occupied, open house information, because there's a separate section for that. Showing instructions, that's only for agents, so you can't enter that here, you can't enter your email, website, phone number, any of that, because it's gonna be broadcasted on all these other websites and they don't want, you know. You can't, let's see. The owner's name, but along with this, the other things I mentioned, like discriminative words or whatever. But down here, on this one, you can add, like your website, you can add your phone number, things like that. Let's see. Well, what I usually do is I just copy whatever I typed at the top, and I just paste it down here. And then this is where your virtual tour links are gonna go. And then you're gonna go to features. And you have to go through all this and check all that apply. That's why it's good to have those printouts. And then, so once you think you've completed everything, go to land terms, you answer the questions here and not everything. I would start with everything that's in yellow, highlighted in yellow. And then you're gonna go to MLS, again, everything that's highlighted in yellow. Green, is this a green property? No. So you're just gonna say no. And then you're gonna bypass this. Is there solar panels? Does it produce power? No, there's no solar panels. Is there an ADU? No, there's no ADU. If there is, you're gonna say yes, and there's information about it. And then if there's any open houses that you're gonna schedule. And then once you're done with all that, you think that you're done, because you thought you filled out everything, you're gonna click on validate. This will say, nope, you missed a bunch of stuff here. You missed a bunch of stuff here, and it'll show you in red what you missed. But even after you've completed those and you click on submit listing, it's gonna show you more red dots that you missed. Even though it told you everything's okay when you validated it, when you go to submit it, it's gonna say, nope, you still need to fill this out. You're like, come on. So anyway, once you fill all this out, then you can add photos to it and everything and then go live. That's when you're gonna click on status here. Like, I wanna make this active, and then you're gonna click on submit listing here at the bottom. And then it's gonna go live. But don't enter a listing into the MLS without having a listing contract first.
What's the difference if like you put like coming soon, would it just like automatically when you schedule it to become active?
So there's another form you have to have along with your listing contract, it's a coming soon form. And that one is for like, let's say, they're doing the finishing touches on it, it's not ready to show yet, but you wanna start advertising it. So you're gonna you're gonna enter it as coming soon, it's gonna show up, and you know when we did the search and we said, show me coming soon and active? I wanna see the coming soon, and I wanna know when that's gonna be ready to show. So when you enter the coming soon, it's gonna say, when is it gonna be available to show? You'll tell your client, hey, this isn't ready yet, but the first showing will be on this day. This looks like a good listing. So you're getting like a bunch of buzz going about the listing, right, before it goes live. And there's no days that are counting on the days on market then. Once it goes active, and you can't show the property when it's not coming soon until it goes active. Once it's active, then you can start showing the property and all that stuff. And the days on market start counting. And for some reason, if it's on coming soon and you show the property, you have to change the status to active within 24 hours.
You don't have to do things.
No, it's usually, people usually do it like if maybe there's a tenant that they're waiting until the tenant gets out. Or there's work that's being finalized on the house, like they're painting or whatever it is. Whatever the reason is, right? I don't think people do it just to like create buzz around the property. It's just, there's always a reason for it. Or maybe the owners are going at it, you know, out of state or something, or out of the country, whatever the reason is. But this is how you enter a listing into the MLS. And then if you want to edit the listing, you can go to, again, to add edit. Select it from the list. This is mine right here, so I can click on it. And then if I want to change any of that information that you guys saw me add right now, I click on residential and go through and just add everything or change whatever I'm going to change. Or I can add photos to it, manage photos, maybe rearrange them. Things like that. I can add an open house, date, time. Okay. Any questions on that? All right, so these next two might take a little bit longer, but I'll try to go through them quick, and then if you guys are interested, we can sit down later and do that, like one-on-one. So when you do a search, oh, by the way, this is like a little shortcut of recent searches up here. So when you click on recent searches, like the last one we just did, I can click on that and it's gonna show me the results. So you don't have to retype all the criteria again. Let's say, coming soon, condos. So what you're seeing here, this summary, is a display, is called a display, right? There's different types of displays. This is the summary, the one-line display. And then if we look here, let's say we want to do agent full, this is another type of display, shows all the pictures and all the information. You can make your own custom displays that show you only certain information. So like if I go to the page, like I have one called that I made called listing contract date. This is what I use. I use this for a specific reason, but I need to see the listing agent's name, and I need to see the date that it was listed. So this is the listing contract date over here. So I'm looking for this, and I'm looking for the name. That's what I'm looking for. Again, with the property address and everything. But this is for a specific reason that I have this display set up. So if you want to have a custom display that when you're looking at it, you only see certain information about the listing that you want to see, you can create that by going up to where it says your name. And you're going to go to settings. And you're going to click on custom displays. And you can create a new one. So these are the ones that are existing. I mean, I added a bunch of these too. Click on add. The only thing is you have to know what each column's name is. So like you're gonna say, I don't know, property address number. I don't know if that's what it is, but. Address. No, because there's like number, there's street name. Oh, street name. So we want a street number and street name, right? So street number. Merrick. Consider add. Street name. Add. And let's say I want a city. City, we're gonna add that into it. I want to know beds and baths. So let's just say that. And I want to know the price. List price, let's just do this price right there. And add. And I'm gonna save this as test December 2024. That's the name of my display, just so we can see what it looks like. And remember, we did the street number, street name, city, beds, baths, and then price. Let's say that's all I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna save this. So now when I go to a search, if I go do a search, I'm gonna use one of the most recent ones here. And I go to display. Where is it? Wait, no, that's because that's the next one. Let's go to one of these. I go to display, and then it's gonna be your test December 2024. See, it shows me I don't know why you added distance, I didn't add distance, but street number, street name, city, beds, baths, and then price. That's pretty cool, right? So it depends on how, how you want to look through the properties. So that's a custom display. Any questions on that? Okay. Now, there's also custom export. So when you export the data, you're gonna export it as a CSV file, so an Excel file. And there's already some exports set up. So let's say I go to criteria, let me go to one that has more information. Okay. Let's say I want to check all of these and I want to export the data into an Excel file because I want to do something in Excel, right? I'm going to do export. And these are the different types of exports available. So let's say I just want to do the one line. I'm going to do the agent full, where is it right here? And export. And I'll show you what the agent full, the full has. So see all the columns here? So there's 4 listings, 4 properties. You have to go through this whole thing to look at all the columns, who the agent is, agent's brokerage, phone number, city, state, like everything about the property is on here. But you don't need that, right? Let's say, like I have one called this is the one line, let's say the one line export. Let's export that. And maybe you're gonna do some kind of report for your seller to show them recent sales, but you want to do it in Excel format or create charts or whatever, then this is the information it's going to export, the one line display summary. And let's say, you guys can manipulate this. You could get rid of certain columns you don't want, whatever, but you can make a custom export that's going to export only the data that you want. And so I wanted to show you this so you can get an idea of what the export is. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to your name up here on the top right, settings, and then custom exports. And then you're going to create a new one, add export. And again, only the columns or the fields that you want. So there's one that I have that's a market update. So whenever I do a market update for a neighborhood, there's certain information I want. So when I export it, it's only going to export that information. I don't have to search through the whole file to look for it. It's only going to give me that information. So any questions on that? You guys are good. You guys are smart. What about you, Harry? Are you still there? Shaw, what do you think? It's a lot of information, but I know you're pretty good at the info.
There's a chat.
Let's see.
Oh yeah,
Publish.
thank you, Carlos. Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
No, it's great. Yeah, and I sat down with you before, so a lot of it.
Yeah, but we
was-
didn't go over all of this stuff.
No, we did not. So it was great.
Okay, so you don't have any questions?
No, I'm pretty much followed. Whatever. I mean, I guess as we do it more often in real life, and then I'm sure questions will come. But for now, it looks good.
Okay, so if I was you guys, I would just create a fake buyer. My buyer is looking in this city, they're looking for this many bedrooms and baths, they're looking, this is how much they're pre-approved for, this is how much cash they have. And just create a bunch of different buyers, scenarios, and then do the search, see what comes up. Oh, another thing, the saved searches. I want to show you guys the saved searches. So again, these are the favorites on the saved searches, but you can create saved searches that don't show up on there. But let's do this as a search. So what the saved search does is it saves the criteria. So when you click on that saved search, it does that search for you automatically. You don't have to re-enter everything. So let's say I'm looking for anything that's active in Irvine. that is 3 bedrooms. And is under $1.5 million. Okay. 1.2 million. Okay, there's 14 matches. So I have a buyer that wants to buy something in Irvine that's under $1.2 million, that's 3 bedrooms. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to click on results. And I'm not gonna save any of these listings, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm going to save at the bottom, click on save, and do new save search. And I'm gonna name this search Irvine 3-bed under 1.2. So now it's gonna save to my saved searches, but I also wanted to show up my shortcuts on the homepage, so I'm gonna check this box here. And I'm gonna click save. So now, I go home. There it is right there. It's just a shortcut. Or another way to find it is my matrix and then save searches. And it shows me all the searches that I saved. Another thing that you want to do is an auto email, which I don't know why I didn't write that in here originally, but so let's say I did a search for the client and I want to email them some of the results. Let's say I don't like all these for them, but there's some things that they're not going to like about it. So I'm going to send them this one, this one, and this one. You can click on email and then type in their email address, subject line, a message, whatever, and then click send. They're gonna get an email with those listings. But that's a one-time email. But if you want to set them up on an automatic email, that's gonna go out to them, and I'll show you what the options are. We're not gonna select any of these listings. Just leave that blank. What you're saving again is a criteria. So you're gonna click on save, new auto email. And then you're gonna create your contact, save them on your list. And so here let's say I'm gonna send it to Cecilia, she's my client. And subject is gonna be homes for sale in Irvine under 1.2, whatever. And then I'm gonna scroll down. And at the bottom, the schedule, how often do you want the emails to go out? So the default is daily every morning. But why do I want to send them an email every morning if there's no change? They're gonna get bored and they're gonna be like, this is too many emails, I'm just gonna block it. What I like to do is I like to click on as soon as possible. This means that they're gonna receive the first email. And after the first email, it's gonna ask them to register to create an account. And this activates the search. And then after, they're gonna receive an email anytime there's a new listing on the market only, or if there's a price change, or if a listing goes from pending to back on the market. So anytime there's a change like that, they're gonna receive an email. So they're not gonna receive something every day.
So, sorry, what would they receive every day if they got
Well,
clicked on that?
if we clicked on the daily,
Uh-huh.
the same thing,
Oh,
it's been
same
going
thing
out.
over and over?
Yeah.
Oh.
whether
in the
there's
same
new
house,
listings or not,
same
yeah.
condo. Okay.
Or maybe they'll receive an email but say there's no new listings. Right?
They'll get
So
it.
I'm not sure what it does now, but before it would send the same listings, but I think now it only sends you an email. They'll send you an email, but with any new listings. But you're still gonna get an email saying there's no new listings today.
That's
Right?
it.
Yeah, you don't want that. So the ASAP sends out an email anytime there's a new listing, there's a price change, or a change in status back to active. And then you click save, and then let them know, hey, you're gonna be receiving an email. Make sure you click on it and you register or create an account for it to activate it. All right. Better remember that. Any questions there? We covered a lot in 1 hour. It's pretty good. I don't expect you guys to remember this. Shaw, you're gonna have a test on this next week.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, but this is a lot of information. I'm gonna send the video out, the recording, but just practice doing the searches and doing the radius search, even doing like looking for closed sales around the neighborhoods where you want to farm, that's how you find them. Oh. Really quick, before we go, if you're trying to select a farm area and you want to know if there's a dominant agent in that farm, you're gonna look at the closed sales in that neighborhood. So, for instance, we're gonna do a search in, we'll say here in Irvine. We're gonna look at the closed, ending, active under contract, active. Just to get an idea of even whose listings are out there, right? Who's got listings? And let's say I want to do Orange County. I want to farm in Irvine. And I want to farm in, let's say Woodbridge. And I'm going to go even further because Woodbridge is pretty big. I want to go to one of the neighborhoods in Irvine and Woodbridge. Hold on. Select Woodbridge in the list here. Woodbridge. And then let's say I want to do the Alders. That's the neighborhood there. Let's see. 6 matches. So let's do this. I want to go back a year. So 0 to 100, 365. So we're going back a year. So there's 10 properties that were either sold or on the market. I'm going to click on results. And everything's been sold and there's one pending. So one of the displays I made was remember the listing contract date one that I made? It also has the listing agent's name. If I select that display, I can go through and I can look to see who the listing agents were. And I'm going to sort it by last name here in case there's an agent that had more than one. Look at in this neighborhood, there's no dominant agent. Every listing had a different listing agent. So this might be a good place to start farming, right? If I'm looking at farms and this is one of the ones I'm considering, I might consider this one because there's no one dominating here. So this is how you were to look to see if there's a dominant agent in a farm. And you can even go one step further and go back 2 years. Because maybe the agent had took a break or something. Let's do 700 days. She's only 16 sales.
Again, how you got to that page where you see the agency.
I created a custom display.
Also, you have to create that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't see it.
Yeah, and so if you didn't create a custom display, you don't want to do that, you can just click on the MLS ID and scroll to the bottom and then see who the listing agent was down here.
Oh,
So it shows you who the listing agent was, and it also tells you who the selling agent was, the buyer's agent down here. So buyer's agent and then listing agent.
Can you go through and show how to create the display of the listing contract?
I can.
Because I mean, I think that's pretty helpful though.
Okay, so do you remember where you go to create a display?
It's in the settings, right?
Yeah, go to settings and then custom display. So what you want to know is you want to know the names of the fields or the columns that you're going to select. So let me go to so these are the columns I have for this. You don't have to enter all these columns, but I have listing ID. I have type of sale or standard I guess type of sale, or actually status of the sale, closed. Street number, street name, unit number, just in case there's a unit number. City. And then I have listing agent last name, listing agent first name, days on market. I have cumulative days on market. And I have list price. And I have listing date in there, but that's because I use this for a different reason, but you don't have to do listing date in there.
so
So
you just select your criteria.
yeah, so you know where to go, right? To
Yeah.
add a custom display, and then you have to go through and find those fields from that list, and then click add, and then you can just sort them as you want them. Yes.
So when you're doing a search under common interest, when would you use that? Where it says none, community, apartment. ownership, plan development.
That should have like HOA amenities in them too, right?
This is stock cooperative, plan development, ownership, condominium,
I'm not sure about that.
so you don't really click on.
No. Okay, are you doing it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have all the fields that you need?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because it's a pain. You have to go through and look at all the different available fields and find what they're named. Because you think they're named one thing, but it's not. Okay. So next week is gonna be the last class of 2024. And that's gonna be working with the buyer in the purchase process. That should be a pretty good class. So the class that we had last time was marketing, and that's designed to generate leads. And now that you have somebody calling you, ask them to help them search for a property, we learn how to find a property in the MLS. And then the next thing is to show the property, right? So working with the buyer in the purchase process, what you need to submit an offer and all that. And that's gonna be next week. So are you guys gonna be here next week?
That would be sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll see you guys next week. And then next Tuesday is the last meeting, office meeting of 2024 also. Rich is gonna cover all the changes in the contracts. Like you guys are new and you guys barely see the contracts now, there's changes to them. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Carlos.
You're welcome.